And also, just to again a follow up, because I've noticed this too, there's a difference between a bot and a person, uh, like a bot that's meant to stir shit and a bot that's meant to make a point, right? This is a bot that's meant to make a point. You might not like this, but this is a real thing, right? This is a real fire. This is a real LA, a real mayor, and this is a real fire chief, right? Now, I will say this: the mayor is the problem. The fire chief is a symptom, and the fire is the cause, right? Is a result, right? So if you fire the mayor, this will go away, and this will probably be solved as well. Now, it was an arson that started it. To be fair, I'm not going to get conspiratorial. There's people saying it was Gavin for whatever retarded reason or whatever. I'm just going to say what we call it's a useful idiot, which is basically someone who does something unprovoked, but it gives you political whatever, right? I also don't think it was really that beneficial to Gavin Newsom to do. So there's also that, to be fair. Like, Gavin is definitely not getting any good feedback from this. I don't think it was him doing it. It was, like, I'll say this, it was a useful idiot for Trump, but it wasn't like Trump told them to do this or anything. This was completely unprompted. Some idiot did this, and then, it's definitely working out for Trump. This is definitely Trump's greatest reason that people wanted him in office. Absolutely. This is absolutely a fucking disgrace. But that's the thing. Notice how this makes a point with real facts, right? There's a DEI program that put incompetent fire chief officers by an incompetent mayor who also has communist ties. I'm not going to get into like Alex Jones territory. There isn't a video on Alex Jones I watch. I don't think he's right on all of it, but I know for a fact she does have communist ties. I don't know if I would call her an idiot or just pretending to be one. There's a little thing I will say about that with Alex Jones. Sometimes people are malicious, but they act stupid to make you feel more sympathetic or less getting the actual problem, right? I think this is actually full on just evil. She is incompetent, sure. She's incompetent, yes, woman, right? But she was put there by an actual communist. She thinks she's doing a good job. I don't think she thinks she's doing a good job. I think she knows damn well what she's doing, right? But she doesn't. She thinks, hey, I'm helping the city. But she's not, but it's not her fault. She was she applied for a job. A lot of people, I'm just going to be honest, like, this is how every, DEI thing works. It's always the people implementing them that are the villains. The people working for them are the victims, right? These are the victims. Well, also these, but when it comes to video games, these are the victims, because when it comes to video games, right? You don't go to Disney or Ubisoft expecting to make a fucking piece of dog shit. You go there because you want to make some of the Disney magic. So you think you're going to work on the Disney magic, as a starting career job. You're hired to make the newest Disney movie, and it sounds cool in your head, so you go on and make it. It is absolutely dreadful. Now, who is at fault here? You weren't skilled enough to do the job, sure. We could blame you. But here's a little thing. DEI doesn't force these people to hire incompetent workers. Incompetent workers are just cheaper. Right? So she's cheaper than a competent firefighter. There's also firefighter women who are competent, right? I've seen plenty. I have a actual, it's a dude in my family, but is an uncle of mine. He's a captain in the New York Fire Department. Right? He knows plenty of women firefighters who could do these jobs way better than these women. It's not even that women can't do fire chief stuff. It's that these particular women can't. So when you think about it, right? Is it her fault? She's told she's competent. She thinks she's competent, but she's not. She wants to be seen as competent, but is it that she wants to be seen as competent, or is she just wants the world to see it how she sees it, right? She sees it as she's competent. She doesn't know any of this stuff. None of this stuff is malicious with her. She is just as much a victim in that system as the consumers. Now, in this case, not really, because, houses burning down. But with video games, a person who works a job to be a disgrace for the company as a propaganda piece is a victim, right? Now, a person who has actual competency and influence is not, right? There's a big difference between the two, right? Now, a lot of people like Smash GT have started lying about who's who. Like, I think, like, with the Concord one, like, the professor, whatever, right? That lady worked on, like, some banger games before. The problem was she probably knew what was going on. The people who were actually starting off, like, flagships, they probably just didn't know what they were doing, are not her. Because these people who actually would apply to haven't made anything good yet. It's probably their first game, and their first game is Concord and failed, right? And the thing is, like I say, no one goes on a development team thinking they're doing bad. Also, not every woke thing fails, right? Like, a lot of indies succeed, so they're thinking, oh, wait, a lot of people like this stuff. Wait, why is everyone hating this, right? That's what they're thinking. Now, part of it is, of course, that it's the game that they're making themselves, right? When it's a AAA game, there's a higher standard for gameplay, and all that, right? Than there is with indie. That's what part of it. Another part of it is that indie, of course, the scene is a lot more free, more hardcore, and so it's a smaller audience, but they're also more geared towards having fun with the genre. So a person who's more like geared towards having fun will probably be more horny and stuff, let's face it, or okay with pornographic imageries and stuff. So they see a hot chick with a dick, they're more happy with it than someone who's probably like just a boomer in Venezuela, right? You know what I mean? Like, it's at the end of the day, that's what it really comes down to. When you're an indie, you see the positive, people who like horny stuff. When you are a professional, like, you see a lot more of the negative stuff. So this is the thing. People who have like bad, like, cringe when they hear DEI, cringe for a reason. So this is a legitimate point. This is just positive stuff, right? The point is if a bot hates you, right? I will agree with Dick Masterson for the first time in my life ever. Except for, he's a pedophile, so fuck him anyway. But yeah, no, he is absolutely right here. I'm gonna be honest. You can be racist a little bit, but cities burning to the ground is actually a problem. That's far worse than words. Also, Elon Musk is being a cuck there. Let's just face it there. You're the reason why the platform is so racist to begin with. Shut the fuck up, my guy. Like, you allowed this to happen. You this is the monster you created. You own this. Yeah, I agree here, right? But see, this is the thing, right? It's but like the looters, this is not a thing, right? That's really like a big thing there. There is some, but it's like 20. 20 isn't a lot, right? People make up like, bunch of high number. Like, did you know that only 0.25% of crimes are murders? I mean, of deaths are murders, right? 0.25% of people who die of murder in the United States. 1% from suicide. Yeah, we don't see this stuff with suicide statistics, right? We see it with murder. But yeah. Now, I'm not saying you have to, not you have to grow a pair of balls with this stuff. I'm just saying if this isn't like something I care about necessarily. If it's a real person or it's making a real point, I don't care. If it's making shit up, then I start like, hey, fuck off here, my guy, right? And so, depending on what it is, right, is whether I decide, hey, I'll report it, or hey, this is literally just fear mongering, right? Because this is a real point. Yeah, it's kind of fear mongery too, but this shit is actually real. So you're not really making up shit to fear monger. It's just the reality of it is fear monger worthy. So that's a thing to note, right? Some things are just better or worse than others. And so, again, this isn't about the other thing I talked about in the previous video, absolutely fucking was. And I feel like we should actually, acknowledge the difference between the two.